Good afternoon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our final Friday broadcast. From now on, we're going to be broadcasting on Thursday at 5:30, same time, different day. So this is the final Friday broadcast. So welcome. It's a special event. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Fred Holtz. I'm a licensed psychologist, and I have a specialty in people leaving, escaping, and moving forward from narcissistic relationships. I run a group for the same topic. It's Mondays at 7 o'clock. And of course, we have our free broadcast every Thursday, at 5:30. And now I'm going to introduce my co-host.
I'm Bryman. I'm a licensed psychologist. I have a group as well, and I specialize in narcissistic abuse recovery. My group meets on Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
So two groups, two different people. It's amazing you're getting two psychologists with the same specialty. I don't think that's
very rare.
Yes, it's very rare. Some people specialize in this area, but I don't know if they collaborate. But anyway, we have 7 people already. So I would appreciate if you guys say hello, tell us who you are, what town you're from, maybe something about your situation. And please feel free to ask questions. This is a question-driven broadcast. We answer as many questions as we can. And they've been very, very good every single time. Sometimes they make us think a little bit. Yep. Sometimes we have to get back to you because we don't know the answer. That's okay.
We look at each other and say, I don't know. But we also have a topic that we'll discuss too.
Yes. So today's, and please feel free to ask a question, but today's topic, I just dropped the paper. Today's topic is positive or good outcomes from narcissistic abuse recovery. I don't know if this is good outcomes from the narcissist, but when you start to recover. Hello, Marissa from Los Angeles.
Hi, Maritza.
Or Maritza. Well, welcome. I don't know if it's the first time on the broadcast or if you've been with us before, but thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
If you want to say anything about your situation or ask a question, please feel free to. That's what the show is about. I've been to Los Angeles a few times. So we're not saying that the effects of being with a narcissist is good, but the effects of recovering and finding yourself again can be good, and usually is good if you recover and you dig deep, get therapy, get help, get support, and work your way through it. It is an amazing concept.
It's usually great.
Here we go. Hi, Jerry. How are you? I think Jerry's been with us too before. Yep. Welcome, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. How do you get to the point you don't keep ruminating so you can sleep?
That's such a good question.
Such a good question.
We did talk a couple times ago or last time about the addictive quality of narcissists and narcissistic relationships, whether it be the adrenaline or the schedule of reinforcement, that the intermittent schedule of reinforcement. They are addicting, and you become addicted. You get used to it. You get used to the drama, even though it's negative drama. So how do you get to the point where
even after you leave the narcissist, you still have these ruminating thoughts, and that's all brain chemicals. One thing that I did, and that I would recommend, is trying to be mindful in the moment and think about what you're doing in the present. Right in the present, I'm doing this right now, or I'm going to cook something, and there's a video that I once watched, and she was like, I'm going to cook chicken, I'm going to focus on this, and I'm going to cut the vegetables, but you're in the moment. And it's almost like you have to train your brain to be in the moment.
There's a whole field called mindfulness, which is, I think you're referring to. Yep. And mindfulness is being in the moment, like being aware of your surroundings, being aware of the here and now, and appreciating the here and now, the atmosphere you're in, the aromas in your kitchen. That's not going to fix everything, but it helps to be in the moment. There's a lot of answers to that question. Don't keep ruminating. You got to replace those thoughts with more positive thoughts, like I'm okay on my own. I'm going to discover new things. I'm going to take care of myself. We talk about self-care all the time on the broadcast. What can I do for myself? I can go for a walk. I can get a hobby. I can read a book. I can do some research. I can go back to school. It can be on any level, the self-care. You've got to distract yourself with positive things, number one. And what you were saying, it's particularly hard after you do no contact. That's when the addiction. It's like
hardest thing.
it's easy to quit smoking when you're still smoking,
right?
Yeah, but when you quit, you go crazy.
And the fact that you're ruminating, a lot of people ruminate because they can't be alone. It's like you just can't imagine being alone. And it's the worst feeling. So it does ease up over time, but I would try to distract myself a little, and I would try to live in the moment. Even when you're talking to people, really listen to what people say, and try to follow up. Things that you normally wouldn't have done, I would do.
Absolutely. There's a lot of answers to that question. Self-care and self-esteem and boosting your own ego and yet not with your own sense of self and self-worth. That's going to get you out of it. We have a whole bunch of stuff to read here. I'm glad I brought my glasses. Hi, Wendy. How you doing? Thanks for saying hello. LaDonna, I like saying your name. LaDonna Delera. Happy Friday to you. You too. We're going to be on. Oh, I should say it a few times. We're going to be on Thursdays from now on until forever. So Thursdays at 5:30, not Fridays. Happy Friday. I'm from Northern California. You're lucky. My father was a psychopath and a narcissist. They do go together. They do overlap. We've spoken about that. My last relationship was a narcissist. I keep watching so that I didn't ever go back. I need to break the addiction of being treated like I have no value. Thank you. Well, yes, it's important. We talked again last time about the addictive quality of these narcissists. The only defense is to replace that addiction with healthy things that we started to talk about. Self-care, self-worth, being in the moment.
Self-partnering. Like you don't need your father right now as an adult to in your head. You need you. You need your positive thoughts in your head that you can give yourself.
I think a while back you said something, I forgot exactly what you said, but what I got out of it was like, be your own internal mother. Like be
your own best mommy.
Be your own, but yeah, you should say, you know what, I'm doing okay. I'll be okay. I'm going to self-soothe. I'm going to go do something of value to myself. The having no value, you were trained to feel like you have no value. Of course, you do have value. You have value to us, and we appreciate you, and you have friends here. I know that's minor, but you find places where you're accepted and people value you.
We have a huge community.
Yes, we do.
And you're part of this huge community, so it's a really good thing, and there's a lot of help out there.
We value your questions, and we value the fact that you feel comfortable enough to share, personal information with us. I hope that you have value to us. Mm-hmm. Okay, Fran. Hi, Fran. I don't know if you've been with us before, but hello.
Waiting on a trial date, divorcing the narcissist. I have an order of protection. How do I support my 6 adult children, 21 through 31,
wow,
as they go through the abuse from him, and he continues to try to use them to get to me?
Wow. Okay, so I do have an answer to that. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
The first thing you can do for those kids, I'm just calling them kids.
They're still kids, even though they're adults.
The best thing you can do is be a good example of a strong woman and an effective mother and someone who keeps it together, not all the time, but someone who generally keeps it together, someone who speaks with empathy, someone who treats your kids with balance and with good judgment. So the best thing you could be is you be the good example. I know it's like a cop-out because I wish I could tell you to do something for your little narcissist, but you can be a good example. You can be a strong mom and a strong, independent woman with a sense of self and self-esteem. It's not that easy, but that's what I would say.
Be authentic. If you're having a hard day, you can tell them. This is a lot to go through, It usually
doesn't work to badmouth the narcissist. They'll figure it out, believe me. You can be supportive, though. Let's say they come back from his house and they're just miserable. You could say, I understand you had a hard day. It looks like you had a miserable day. It looks like you're kind of downtrodden, or you can certainly reflect their feelings without putting the narcissist down. And they are adults, and like a 31-year-old, perhaps you can talk on a different level with a 31-year-old. Yeah. But the best concept, I think, is to be not Wonder Woman, but be like a strong woman who doesn't get affected by it, who can show some like empathy, sympathy, reflect their feelings. That's the best thing you can do, is be a role model. It's not a cop-out, but and it's harder than it seems.
And find time for yourself, self-care and everything else. So
it's okay for your kids, I call them kids, it's okay for your adult kids to see you, taking care of yourself. It's a good role model. Maritza says, I've been with a narcissist for 11 years. Oh my gosh, that's twice as long as my little narcissist. We don't live together, 25 miles away, and that's not far enough. I feel like I can't not talk to him, even though I get mad every time I do. I have a hate-love relationship. I don't want him, but I don't want anyone else to have him. Is that crazy? It's not crazy. What they did to you is crazy. Your feelings are real. The narcissist feelings are fake, manipulative, contrived, condescending, demeaning, demoralizing, devaluing. But your feelings are real. If you still have feelings, it's because you're a human being. You have empathy. You have, kindness. You care about other people. But you're going to destroy yourself, because the narcissist will never, ever change and will never give you what you're looking for. And I just want you to think of the time that you're taking to waste with this person when you could be open to new people or just open to yourself.
Yeah. And when you say I have a hate-love relationship, to me, I'm going to translate that.
Sure.
You have an extremely unhealthy relationship. And if you feel like that's what you deserve, you're going to keep staying in this extremely unhealthy relationship. So, I would start trying to get help and figure out why you keep going back, and why you don't want anybody else to have him if it's so toxic.
Probably the best thing on earth would be for him to find another victim, another source, another supply, as the term is. Get him away from you. You should never be jealous when they find someone else. I mean, you might feel sorry for the new person, but I would work on your own self-worth a lot, your self-esteem. Have a reason to feel good about yourself. Try to accomplish something. Try to get some hobbies. Try to achieve things, even if it's little things.
I have a question. So what I see very often is when you get out of a narcissistic relationship and you think that person, the narcissist, is with someone and now it's going to be perfect.
No, it's not.
It's going to be, they're going to treat them better than anyone, and suddenly they change. And, they finally found true love, and you're actually jealous of this person that they're with. And I think that's what Maritza is a little worried about. And that's what, and I see people, saying, oh my God, they're with someone else and it's going to be perfect this time and he treated me badly. What do you think?
I doubt it. From everything I've read and know and seen, there's no way that their relationships are normal with other people. If it seems really nice and amazing, it's because they're in that grooming phase, they're in that love bombing phase. First of all, it shouldn't concern you. You shouldn't be you shouldn't stalk them or follow them or see. Believe me, the person's going to suffer eventually.
And it's going to be the same thing over and over. It's just new supply.
It is. Wendy says, wow. And Joy, hi, Joy. Joy is back. Although I can't do no contact with my mother, I don't see her that often anymore, and it helps. Joy, would you see, spot on, Dr. Bryman, there you go. From Diane Zepatella Genko. Welcome, Diane, if you haven't been with us before. And Maritza says, yes, exactly what I think.
Good.
You're hitting the nail on the head. So Joy, I know Joy's story a little bit. So Joy, if you can't totally go no contact, which is always the preferred thing, at the very least you have to learn how to disengage, and that's what Joy is working on. Disengaging, pulling away, not so responding, not reacting. Let's see, Michi. Hi, Michi Gaines. I have a week of no contact. Good. I'm still struggling trying to block the narcissist on Facebook. I'm being given the silent treatment for over a month. Why do narcissists treat you like you don't exist? Because you're just a
you're
pawn.
an object.
Yeah,
you're just an object. You're okay, Michi. So right now, block him. Just do it.
Yes, immediately.
Right. While we're on right now. And tell me you did.
People get stuck, and it's tough to make that big move, but you got to do it. If they're really a narcissist, if they are hitting like 5 out of 6 of the narcissist things, you're better off without. But first, congratulations. Look how strong she is. A week of no contact. That's excellent.
It's not easy. That's not easy.
Fill the next week with good stuff. Like treat yourself well, self-care, connect with some good friends and good family members and healthy activities. Now that you don't have to wear a mask if you're vaccinated, get out there.
It's beautiful out. So,
it is beautiful out. Well, in New York it is. We don't know.
Where are you from?
I forgot where Michi is from. But Michi, you did a brave, strong thing. Look what you did. You went no contact for a week. Excellent. And we know believe me, we know how hard it is. Okay, I will block it. Thank you.
Yay, that's great.
Dr. Bryman is on fire today. Excellent. Thank you so much for the questions. We love the questions, and the good questions.
Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. Excellent. I was just on the phone with someone from Ohio. I ordered stuff for, it's boring, office material. Anyway. All right. We didn't get to our list. So please feel free to interrupt us anytime you want, because we love the questions. The questions is the core of the group. And this is just peripheral stuff.
Right. And this is like happier stuff. Like we're always kind of down. So this is a little more positive.
So we didn't. So let's just repeat, because these people just joined us. So from now on, we're going to be on Thursdays at 5:30, not Fridays. Thursdays at 5:30, same thing, at Bye Narcissist. All of our stuff is called Bye Narcissist. So our website is called Bye Narcissist. Mm-hmm. The book that we are writing together is called Bye Narcissist. We're on chapter 5, finally. It's all Bye Narcissist on Instagram, Facebook,
YouTube.
Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok even. So it's all Bye Narcissist. Yeah. So we do a lot of collaboration, but we also have separate groups. So my group meets Monday at 7, and you can call, I forgot the number, you can call 516-888-3000. That's 516-888-3000. And to contact Dr. Bryman.
My group meets on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. and my number is 516-404-3753.
Excellent. So we do a lot of collaboration, but we also have separate private practices. Okay. Now that that's done, we're going to get to the list.
So the list
is positive outcomes from narcissistic abuse recovery. I don't think there's positive outcomes from the abuse.
No.
Thank you for caring. Of course we care. You know why?
We've been there.
We've been there. Maybe we should say that again.
We've been there, did that, done that.
I was in a 5-year marriage to an absolute narcissist. I call her my little narcissist, and as were you. So we know, we've been there, and I've dedicated the rest of my life to helping other people who are in similar situations, because I did have help. I did talk to professionals, and there was information out there, but I wish we're more knowledgeable now. There's more groups out there. There's more stuff like what we're doing. I wish it was around when I was going through it. But anyway, that's what we're here for. So good results of having recovered and gotten through the process of self-discovery and working on yourself and getting help and understanding narcissism and leaving. So I'm going to read the first one. So at the end of it all, sort of where we are in a way, you make yourself a priority. That's important anyway, but you find that you're the priority, and you have a sense of self and a sense of assertiveness and self-worth. That's invaluable. Unfortunately, if it took a narcissist to get you there, okay, but now you're there. You have a sense of self. You have a sense of self-worth and confidence.
We're always, when you're going through this and you're really healing, and you're going through the trauma bond, you don't feel like you're a separate entity or a separate person. And that's, it's hard. You have to get to that phase before you make yourself a priority. So you got
to feel like you could get through the day without checking up on them and without talking to them and all that stuff. We have a question from Maritza. Hi, thanks again. What do I tell myself not to feel jealous that he might find somebody else? Can you elaborate on that? He knows what to say. Oh, he sure does know what to say to push the button. He knows exactly what to say to push your buttons. He learned it. He paid attention to it. He studied it like you study in college, like Psych 101. The topic of what to tell yourself, there's a million things. I'm worth it. I'm a valuable person. I have something to contribute. I have better things to do than spend my time with this person. I'm a separate person. I am myself. I'm a role model. I'm a sister. I'm a worker. I'm an employee, employer. I'm a citizen. I'm part of a community. Whatever the case may be, those are all ways you identify. Like I identify with my profession. I identify with my hobbies. I identify with my associates and my friends and my colleagues. That it's a sense of self.
It is. It is. I think that's so important. We have a recovery program in the works.
Yes.
And I think one of the big things that you can do, Maritza, today, even when you stop listening to the broadcast.
But don't stop yet.
Yeah, not yet. But what I would do is I would educate myself on what a narcissist is or a sociopath or any cluster B personality disorders, and really understand it, so that when he's doing things like pushing your buttons, like gaslighting or devaluing you, you'll say, in your mind, you'll say, I just learned that. That's what he's doing. And then you can figure out how to respond to that. You respond, you don't react. But that's the first step. And I think that's important for you to do.
You know what helped me a lot, even recently? Like learning the terms and learning some new terms. Like I think a while back I said, when there's a name for something, it gives you power. Mm-hmm. So the name that I discovered, like future faking. Okay, my little narcissist did it constantly. She was future faking. Everything's gonna be great in the future. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have money. We're gonna do this. My mother's gonna donate all kinds of money to the relationship. Crazy stuff. But I learned that that's called something. It's called future faking, or various other terms also. It gave me a sense of like, oh, there's a name for that. Wow, I'm not crazy after all. So yes, it's empowering. It is empowering to know the names and have knowledge. But to feel jealous, you have to say, I have no reason to feel jealous. Good for him. Thank God he's out of my hair.
Right. And it's just
I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do have your own things to get involved in, and you don't have to be jealous. He wasn't that great. Believe me, it was all fake. I say that with a lot of confidence. We know about narcissists. They're fake. They're not real. Whatever you thought was going on his side was fake. Your feelings are real. I think Michi's comment may help you, Maritza. I was given months and years of the silent treatment, almost suffering a nervous breakdown. I'm just glad to this is the good part. I'm glad to be finally getting help. Just knowing you're not alone. See, look, there's 6 people. Well, there was 9. There's 6 people here who all understand. So you're not alone.
No, you're not alone.
Joy. Hi, Joy. The one positive aspect of we're back to topic. The one positive aspect of having to deal with a narcissist is that after realizing that my mother is a narcissist, it helped me to learn more about how to deal with them and avoid them in the future. There you go. Mm-hmm. Very nice, Joy. That's a good point. And Joy, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know she hates being put on the spot, but you went through a period of self-discovery where you read some inspirational books, some classic inspirational books. One was called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's as old as the hills. Yeah. Like if you pick it up, it'll crumble to dust in your hands. But my point, Joy, don't you think that you are a better person for having gone through the process of self-discovery and making sure that you're not a narcissist and making sure that you're going to be improving your social skills and stuff? Don't you feel like you're a better person because of it? Not that I would never suggest like go find a narcissist because you're going to have good results.
Yeah, but it's true.
Let's see.
It depends on your childhood. Maritza, I just want to address something. You know what else is a good thing you can do? There's a book called Psychopath Free, and it's written so beautifully. It's a really good book, but it explains all of the terms, and I think that would help you.
Agreed. I love the way we got through one.
Yeah, like one.
But these questions bring up the best conversation. Michigan, I'm currently reading a really good book.
Jackson Mackenzie, that's what I just
said. You should just said that.
Free. Yeah, that's so funny.
You are just hitting the net.
Okay. Michi, we're like, we get it here.
Yes, good. Excellent, Michi. And So there's a lot of books out there that you can see. We have a little collection back there, and maybe next time we'll go through the books again. Anyway, they're all good. Some of them, like, you'll read a lot and you'll only dog ear or highlight a couple of things, and some of them you'll be highlighting like a maniac. But they're all, I mean, pretty much most of the authors, look at their background, see if they've been there, done that, see if they've had a little therapeutic experience on both sides of the proverbial couch. And most of the books have some value and some good points. Some of them are better than others. But please, if you had a book that's inspirational, tell us. We're writing a book, of course. We prefer our own book. But we're totally happy to talk about other authors and other people. So let's see. Thank you. List of books would be very helpful. We did that a while ago, and we'll do. Why don't we do that next time?
We should put it on the website too.
Yes, we should put it on the website.
We'll do that.
But at the very least, we'll talk about the books that are on the shelf, because both of us read all the books practically. Okay, so the first one was make yourself a priority. That means after you've done the work and after you've gone no contact or disengaged and you're discovering these terms and a community of people who've experienced the same thing, yes, you will have a sense that you are a priority. Number two, you realize the importance of self-care. I push self-care like a broken record because it's your only defense. You can't win against a narcissist. You're not a professional. They're a professional narcissist. They have studied you. They're obsessed with you more than you're obsessed with them, most likely.
You have to feel like you're a separate entity from the narcissist first.
Agreed.
In order to make yourself a priority. And then once you do, and the trauma bond starts lifting and you start feeling a little bit better, then self-care is the key. It's like a progression of stages almost.
Look at that beautiful bookshelf.
It really is.
Look at that. Wow. See?
And it's real.
They're real books back there. Anyway.
Are you listening to me?
I promised them a bookshelf. We used to have a green screen, but now it's quite real. Yes.
Chairs are good.
The chairs are comfy. Yeah. You realize, so the importance of self-care, I could talk about that. Well, we did talk about that for a whole thing. Learn how to take care of yourself and your definition of self-care. Obviously, exercise, eating right, getting involved in socializing with positive people, educating yourself. But whatever it means to you, maybe it means cooking or jogging or hiking or
find a support group.
Yes,
that's self-care. We
have support groups over here, but there's more out there. There's many support groups. Okay, we're up to 3. You start to pay attention more and begin to trust your gut. Yeah, see, that's good.
Hey, it's like the first time you read it.
Oh, well, because you just gave it to me.
I give it to him.
That's good. You start to pay attention more to, yes. Yep. When you're with a narcissist, you don't even trust your own sanity. You don't trust your own judgment. You find yourself saying, do I really feel that way? Is that true? So this is very, very important to trust yourself. Yeah. And now that I'm thinking about it, I do trust myself more, to my judgment, my actions, my decisions, and you will also. Joy, I just wanted to hear if I was correct about, like, do you feel, not that it was a good experience, but do you feel like a better person for having researched it and read a book like Dale Carnegie and stuff like that? Can you please post your phone numbers? Of course. We can say them again. There they are.
On the screen. There you go.
They're right on the screen, so we'll read them.
Or you can go to the website also. Bye.
You read mine and I'll read yours.
Okay, can I see it? 516-888-3000.
For Dr.
Fred Holtz.
And 516-404-3753 for Dr. Robin, or visit byebyNarcissist.com. All the information is on the website, Bye Narcissist. How could you forget? I repeated it 7,000 times. Not that number, but the Bye Narcissist. Oh, Michi says, okay, self-care is highly important. I had let myself go from the abuse. I have lost all my hair, low self-worth. I'm currently working with a life coach. Good.
Good for you. I lost some hair. I remember that. And then it not anymore, but that was a big.
I lost just a little bit of hair. I'm kidding. That was not one of my, it was long gone. Anyway, it doesn't like we're licensed psychologists. We have a lot of experience in other areas also,
Right.
and it helps to go to a licensed person. But coaches are out there, and they've
they're
also
great.
they're
Coaches are great. Yeah,
There
as
you
long as
go.
you have experience.
See, Joy did answer my question. Yes, I am glad I realized I needed to change to become a better person. See? Mm-hmm. So we're going to continue on the
A
list.
happier person, right, Joy? I mean, do you feel like, not only like a better person, do you feel
Well,
happier?
her name is Joy.
Yeah.
No, I think you would. I think she would. Well, we'll see what she says. I don't want to put words in her mouth. Okay. You start to pay attention more. I like that one. I really like 3. Okay. Some people out there are going to like this. You address your demons from the past. Okay. Yes, it forces you to, because you're going to anyway you're going to doubt yourself. Like, is it me? Is it me? And sometimes you will say, okay, is there a pattern here across my relationships? Not that you're the victim or your fault, but making better decisions is a result of having gone through the process. Yes, definitely happier.
That's
Good.
why I laughed.
Good, Joy. Okay, I'm glad. Yes, it is like, I do absolutely agree that you have to address your patterns and what's going on with you. And if it's codependency, you need to address it. If it's addiction or a trauma bond or
being neglected as a child, that's that could be a demon from the past. So you have to deal with all the family issues growing up and what happened.
Yeah, see, so Joy, I know Joy's opinion. Yes, definitely address my demons, literally. Yes, Joy is a big believer in demons. And other people have said on this broadcast, other viewers or whatever, have said like it's like they are possessed. It's like very unusual. But sometimes you can feel like you're the one who's possessed. Listening and learning to help my daughter.
Wendy,
good.
That's like a mission of mine. Like, I want to educate people on this type of personality disorder when you come across it, because, it's and to teach our children, like college kids, and it's so important that they understand what they're dealing with.
Being with a true narcissist, it's devastating. You don't want your son or daughter to ever, God forbid, experience that part. So we're not saying it's a good thing. And education and you being a strong person and you giving good examples of is the best thing you could do. Okay, Let's see. So I like that one. You put out the best you into the world, and you stop reacting to others' nonsense. Yes, I like that. I like this. I like being surprised by the list at the last minute. And I got to say, you do a wonderful job preparing the lists and the talking points.
Thank
Excellent.
You. Thanks. I'll write you notes next time.
Yes.
Hi, Fred.
Post this. Anyway, you put out your best, and you don't put up with. You don't put up with crap from other people. And you do learn that in the process of finding yourself and self-care and breaking away from a narcissist and being separate and self-esteem. You suddenly find yourself not taking too much crap from other people.
And that you let their crap be their crap, and you don't take anything in.
You're not so concerned about other people's opinion. Yeah. I mean, in a realistic way, you can be concerned, but you don't let it affect you and your self-esteem and your actions.
You respond,
and it connects with the other thing. You start to pay more attention to your gut. Like, I know this doesn't feel right, and I'm just going to trust myself and leave. It helps you in making decisions about future relationships. Like, nah, this is not working.
Better radar.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Better radar. I think I do. Do you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
For a while, you're going to think everyone's a narcissist, but once you resolve certain things,
and once you get past it, you think, oh, they're at emotionally a different level now because I did so much work on myself, and, right? But
and then you'll attract better people.
Yeah.
You'll associate with better people, and you'll find better people.
But better emotional EQ.
Yes. It also helps me. I meditate. Excellent. Do a lot of reading, journaling. I'm just so incredibly happy. There's help for being a victim of narcissistic abuse. Thank you for that. And yes, all those things are meditation. I highly recommend relaxation programs, centering. It all helps. Journaling is amazing. You can actually see your progress, and you can just vent. Intuition, trust it. you will. It's hard to trust your intuition when you're just starting to break away from a narcissistic relationship.
100%. You got to get healthy first.
But you definitely will learn to trust your intuition.
That's why people go back to relationships. If you start dating right away and you don't heal, you don't really have good intuition. So you're going to go probably back to somebody who's unhealthy and dysfunctional and toxic. And
you were saying before, so we're developing an 8-session program on all the way from identifying narcissists, breaking away from narcissists, self-esteem, self-care, all the way to healing and moving forward. And the last session, I promised we would talk about finding a healthy relationship, watching out for red flags, how to seek a normal, loving, and mutual relationship.
From a man and a woman, different perspectives. So
that's kind of what makes it unique. Mm-hmm. Okay, number 5. Oh, a second number 5. You are no longer. This is true too. You're no longer foggy and can actually think clearly. You could set goals and reach them. You know the feeling in the beginning when you first leave, and even for quite some time afterwards, you're in a fog. Like, who am I? What's going on? What is this?
You can't be alone. You feel like it's scary, especially, and it hits you at night sometimes, where you want to reach out and you just can't. You're so anxious. It's the worst feeling.
So when the fog lifts, you know that you've reached a certain level of recovery, and it does lift. I promise you. I don't feel foggy, I just don't. I feel very more directed and very more like I was, my normal self. Yeah. Having a hard time finding a therapist that I feel connected with. Also, not many codependency meetings in my area. It's a tough one. So you can go to Psychology Today, which is a national website, and I think you can type in certain specialties. I mean, you could start with that, and I think you can search for groups. I'm not sure, but it's a good start. There's not enough groups. Wendy says, I had a feeling I was
going to come across a
snake while out feeding this morning. Sure enough, their bigger one was? I don't quite know. Exactly. I had a feeling
that bugger was. Yeah.
Oh, so Wendy's trusting her intuition that she was going to see a snake.
Yeah.
Well, I hope
good instincts.
We got it. Okay, no longer foggy. Yep. You suddenly become more creative. Yes, because the energy that is bound up in these narcissistic relationships, it's just like between the addiction and the fogginess and the manipulation, like your energy is gone. You're like sapped of any kind of life force that you once had.
And then all of a sudden you get yourself back.
Big thumbs.
It's the best thing because you're not worried about what do they think and how are they going to act and what am I going to do and Yeah,
you're not in relation to them.
No, you're your own person with tons of energy.
Yes. Everything, when you're in the thick of it, seems to be in relationship to them. You're like their spouse, their boyfriend.
They're in your head. They're taking up so much headspace.
So yes, of course, it's going to free you up for more creativity and productivity. Okay, you suddenly become more creative. Yep, you have more moments of happiness. Absolutely. I promise you, when you get rid of your little narcissist, and you work on yourself and heal yourself and give some time and some education and interact with more positive people, I guarantee you'll have more moments of happiness.
I always say that people ask, I'm not happy. And I'll say, well, do you have moments of happiness? I mean, that's, I think, how you have to look at life. And I just think that's why I wrote it that way. You have more moments of happiness.
Good point. I would say I am generally happy. Right? I mean, it's a good feeling. Yeah. But I mean, I will say, when I was in the thick of the narcissistic relationship, I was miserable. I was depressed. I was foggy. I was unproductive. I was
confused.
Right?
Oh, I was so confused.
I was quiet. I was reserved. And you see in 2 seconds, that's not me. I'm outgoing. I don't shut up.
I kept saying to people that I knew that were close that can you believe he did this? Can you believe he did this?
Right.
Trying to get somebody to say, no, that's not normal.
In the beginning, you want to really vent a lot, which is good. When you come to a group like this or the groups we run or whatever, like you can vent and people say, yep, I get it. I understand. I've been through the same thing or similar. The narcissists are like cookie cutters. Like they're all the same. You guys are all different. Okay,
They all do the same things, and
They
it
do.
never changes with whoever they're going to be with in the future. It's the same thing. There's so
is.
many. It's a pattern. It's a spectrum. It's predictable.
The only difference among narcissists is like the ones that are like psychopaths become like physically abusive, and that, like the stories are more outrageous.
Right.
But the basic core of these narcissists, they're all really exactly the same. Okay.
They really are.
You see those you love more clearly and help them level up and be the best them. So see, there you go.
Kids,
Yeah.
right?
That's absolutely what we're doing. We're like helping other people. We're elevating your knowledge. Like, you know, it's not that we're so special. We've been there, done that, and we did the work and did the research and said, you know what, that's what this is. That's what's going on. I'm still learning. I read like a book that Freud wrote on narcissism, and now I know that it's less innocent than I suspected. It's not that they're unaware of it. They are aware of it. It's like a perversion, according to Freud.
So I think some higher level narcissists are aware. So really smart, intellectual, are aware of what they're doing. I think there's like a lower level.
That's true. There's different types of
unconscious.
Okay, you're right. I'm exhausted dealing with that. Absolutely. I was exhausted. I drained of all my life energy. I get angry at myself for not being brave enough to end this toxic relationship. I don't trust my instincts. My friends don't want to hear my stories anymore. We'll hear them. I mean, we're not going to, we'll eventually redirect you a little, but we'll hear them.
Block them, Marissa.
Block them. So that is a natural tendency. I did feel like, why did I waste 5 years when I knew some of the signs? But it's not. Try to make it not about you, the guilt part and the responsibility part and the victimhood. You did it because they're professional manipulators. You were molded and groomed and love bombed, and he preyed upon your weaknesses. If you had any kind of issue with codependency, he zoomed in on it. And
yeah, you think he thinks like you, Maritza, but he doesn't. His self-talk is very negative and kind of hater type. So he doesn't think like you. You could have the same situation. You could be driving in the car and looking out the window, and he's thinking something totally different. That's probably something you would never think.
It's what leads people to say, like, how could he have done that? I can't imagine why someone would do that, because they're not you. They don't think in the normal range, and they're motivated by a deep, really deep-seated need. And like perversion, they need it. It's not that they like normally you want to do nice things for your spouse or partner. Like you want to be nice to them. You want them to be happy. They don't feel that way. They feel like what they can get out of it. This is not easy question, but a straightforward question. What's the difference between overt and covert narcissists?
Was yours an overt or a covert?
That's a good question. So not everybody, most other people thought, oh, she's so nice, and oh my gosh, I can't believe these stories. I can't believe what you're saying. I would say that part is covert. Sorry, but at home it was overt. She like point blank did nasty things on purpose, clearly on purpose.
Same with me. Mine was covert for a while and then overt at home, but the covert part. He was always the victim, or he was jealous of everybody, or he hated everybody. Nobody could do the right thing. It was just so passive aggressive and things like that.
In my case, there was a deep jealousy of not just people, but if I enjoyed myself. I've said some of these stories before. Like if I got involved in a hobby for more than like a minute, she would put it down. Like, why are you doing that? That's like why? Like, what are you, immature? Why would you get this hobby? Why would you need to do that? So it was jealous of my work, jealous of my hobbies, jealous of people too, jealous of family.
Oh, friends, yeah. If I was friends with somebody for 30 years, they would say,
right.
He would say, what do you do with them? It's 30-year friendship.
I had a 40-year friend. I still do. His name is Mike, and he's still my best friend to this day. See, friends tend to last a long time. I honestly think I was with an overt narcissist. He would torture me. During texting, he would let me know he was sleeping with other females. So that is definitely overt.
And very common with this stuff.
Yes.
I wouldn't listen to it. I would just ignore the text.
They're cheaters. And whatever they accuse you of, they're definitely doing themselves. They are. Mm-hmm. But I was going to say to Michi, some of these diagnoses overlap. So it could be not just narcissism, but also sadistic tendencies or borderline personality disorder or any number of other things.
Yeah, that's very true.
These are great questions. Thank you. LaDonna, hello again. My relationship was a counselor. Hey, it takes... And so mine was a university professor. Like, it has not... Like, their profession almost matters not at all. Knew all the buttons to push and when to push them. Actually, I thought I was nuts. Yeah. We all did at some point during a narcissistic relationship.
But you're all here now, and you're getting help, and I think it's amazing that you could see this far.
And you're supporting each other too.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Joy. I think a lot of narcs are overt once you get to know them better. They can't hide their true self for long. That is true.
So true. It's like the mask falls off.
Yes.
Right?
Like, they may be very subtle at first or very, like, you may not realize what's going on, but once they hook you and they know that you're hooked, I think the mask falls off. Mm-hmm. And then if you reveal to them, if you ever say, like, I think you're a narcissist and I see what you're doing, and they go into a rage and they'll do anything to destroy you sometimes. Towards
the end, I started really understanding what they do, and he started crying and said, crocodile tears.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
you're a crocodile.
They will, going back to, I forgot who said it, but they certainly play the victim. Poor me. Oh my God, what you do to me, the horrible things that I suffer from this relationship. And meanwhile, you've done nothing.
Zero.
Zero.
I thought I killed someone.
Right. Right?
Yeah. The way he treated me, I thought I killed someone. I said, did I kill someone?
That's a very good point. I felt that time, like, what did I do that would warrant someone
this
like
kind of
locking themselves in a bedroom and screaming? Like, well, did I do anything? I came home from work. That's all I did. Okay. I call the narcissist a serial provoker. Ooh, good term. I would always fall for the reactive abuse, but not anymore. Not anymore. See, that's the good part.
Yeah.
A serial provoker. Yes, constantly.
That's a good term.
And one thing we talked about a few times ago that definitely I experienced was there was no sense of embarrassment. Like she could yell in public, cause a scene, knock over a chair in a restaurant. It didn't matter. Nothing mattered. No. Like, she was incapable of being embarrassed. But that's not good. I mean, like, you shouldn't be afraid to be embarrassed, but to not care about it is a different level. So she's more overt than I thought, looking back on it. A serial provoker. We got to remember that term. Good point, Michi. I like it. Okay, do we have any other questions, or anyone who hasn't asked a question who would like to check in? Anyone who hasn't, because there's more people watching than there are people talking. So don't be afraid if you're in a situation. We do understand. Thank you. Of course, no problem.
Thank you.
Excellent. So next time we could go through the books. Uh-huh. These books are not magic. They're just books that I happened to come across, and some of them were very, very good. I
have the audiobooks that I listen. I like to listen to those too.
So Dr. Bryman and myself, we looked at some of the existing books before writing our own, just to see if where they're going and quite frankly, if there are any good ideas that we would want to emulate. And some of them we highlighted and dog-eared 15, 20 pages. Some of them just one or two. So we'll give you a little review of the books in addition to books that may have helped you that we don't have here. Any ideas, any topics you would like us to cover? Because if it has to do with narcissism, we could probably cover it right here. So
just put it in the comment section or email us or message us.
Please do follow us, and please do share. If you know someone suffering with some of this stuff, share it, copy it, give us comments.
Give us... subscribe to our channel.
That's right. Subscribe. So go to
follow.
YouTube. So our previous broadcasts are starting to accumulate on YouTube. So we have I think 3 or 4 up on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So if you subscribe, you'll see all the new ones. And it's the same thing as this, but it's up on YouTube. The feed is quiet. Yes, well, for now. It was busy before. Thank you. The feed is... So thank you, Wendy. Thank you, everyone who contributed. Thank you, Joy and Michi. I have some sadness, anxiety, and rage. is all, yes,
Yeah.
your feelings are normal. You were abused. You were manipulated. Can you imagine like being manipulated? Like it's a horrible feeling.
You're not ready to date, Maritza. You need to do more of the work and learning about the narcissist and codependency.
I have some sadness and anxiety and rage. Some sadness and anxiety. It would be normal to have a lot of sadness and anxiety. The rage. So of that whole sentence, the thing to work on first is the rage, because that's going to hurt you.
Right.
Petrified about online dating or
That
any
I
kind
answered. I just skipped.
Right. No, I got it. So Maritza, I will add one thing though.
Yeah.
There are good people out there. Once you learn how to discern, narcissists from not narcissists, I promise you, it's
Definitely.
Yeah.
But you have to feel whole and grounded, and you have to have good radar and good intuition. And I think that has to develop by really partnering with yourself, getting rid of the demons from the past, and being on your own for a little bit.
I think that like the point where you're not, like online dating is no fun sometimes, but the point when you get to the point where you're not petrified, you might be ready to do it.
Yeah.
But if you're petrified, don't push yourself right now. Okay? Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. Please do visit byenarcissist.com. It's our website, and all the contact information for both of us is right there on Bye Narcissist. Like us, follow us, retweet, rebroadcast, replay, share and share alike. Mm-hmm. But seriously, if you, like, I know it was very meaningful to me to get information when I was going through it. So if you know someone who's going through a similar deal, please share the information.
And send your email as well in the message.
Yes.
We'll have information eventually out there that we can send to you.
Absolutely. So the book will be out in about 6 months. Believe me, as it gets close, we're going to be talking about it. Yeah. But anyway, I thank you so much for all the great questions. You're welcome, Maritza. You're welcome, everybody. And just talking about this stuff, it does help me, and it helps us too to revisit it, even though we're past it. So thanks again. I will see you next Thursday at 5:30. We'll see how that goes. So thank you for joining us on the last Friday broadcast.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to wave.
Bye.
Bye-bye.